plaintiff, Camille Owens, dated the defendant for 4 years. And during that time, she claims he not only cheated, but he also punched her in the face and blackened her eye twice. Camille's suing for the assaults, and because she claims the defendant crashed his car into her car. Defendant Benjamin Benford insists he never laid a finger on Camille, and in fact, it was the other way around. Benjamin says he even called the police to the house because Camille pulled a weapon on him, and he's countersuing because he claims the plaintiff drove a car through his barber shop.
Start with you.
Well, I met the defendant in September 2010. He told me that he owned a barber shop in Lansing, down the street from my house. So we ended up going on a few dates and dating. But progressed to, we've been together for 4 years. During the time, Benjamin was a cheater and violent, and disrespectful.
Violent towards you?
Violent towards me.
Tell me what happened.
I accused Benjamin of cheating. We argued a lot. He punched me in my eye before, gave me a black eye, twice, actually. April 22nd, which was my birthday of 2012. He had punched me in my eye because I confronted him about cheating. We got into an argument and he hit me.
Did you ever call the police on him?
No.
Why not?
Because I was in love with him and I didn't want him to go see him in jail. I thought I would just be able to push over it and let him go.
Okay. You want to give me some background?
Yes, Your Honor. I was totally caught off guard with the statement she just made. I never abused the young lady. It was the opposite way around. I have 6 daughters, Your Honor. 2 graduating this year and 3 of them going to the prom, and my daughter is graduating early next year in December. So that's truly, I'm a educator as well, Your Honor.
Okay.
So.
But that doesn't mean you haven't lost your temper and...
Well, no, I don't do that. I wouldn't want nobody to touch my daughter, so I would never hit a female. I got 6 daughters, from 18 to
All right, you tell
16.
me about your relationship.
She was the violent one, Your Honor.
Okay, give me some examples. She gave me an example of you blackening her eye.
Example is, I was at a concert. She was calling my phone. I couldn't hear him at a concert. I get back to town. I have a barbershop, and my car is crashed into my barbershop. I have a car wash, detail shop, restaurant, and barbershop in one. And I came back to find the damage by this young lady right here. So, and she just... It was so many incidents I can't even recall. She was insecure.
Was she hitting you upside your head and you can't remember?
She was doing all type of things, Your Honor. She was doing all.
Did you ever call the police on her?
Well, I called a couple of times, but due to the nature of the crimes, they just let me leave.
Property crimes?
Everything, yes, yes, Your Honor.
She never assaulted you physically, just your property?
Yes, I had to call a couple of times and lock myself because she pulled out weapons. So they used to have to let her leave the house so I can get my belongings.
Ma'am, the police ever come because of weapons you had?
No, he just called him to cover his tracks for what he does to me. I have pictures in that incident on April 22nd when he punched me in my eye.
You have a picture of that,
yes.
You say? Sir, this never happened?
No, no.
Have you ever seen her with a black eye?
Yes.
Do you know what happened?
Yes. Yes, I did.
What?
She has a twin sister, Your Honor. They have, on her birthday, they got into a fight.
Ma'am, you have a twin?
Yes, I do have a twin sister.
You all ever get in a fight?
We have gotten into a fight before, but not on April 22nd of 2012. I didn't even see my sister on her birthday that year, Your Honor. Me and the defendant went to out of town.
You and your sister have gotten into physical fights before?
Yes.
How often do you and your sister get in physical fights?
This is back when we was younger. We had never left bruises on each other.
You just fight and no one ever bruises?
No, we never left a bruise. We more argue. We never punch or hit.
I said physical fights, man.
No, we never.
Said yeah. Let's move on to the incident you're suing about with the car damages and the emotional distress.
On February 11, 2013, the defendant, I broke up with him in mid-February. On February 11th, he called my phone asking me if he can go wash his clothes at my house. I told him no. So, that was like 8 o'clock in the morning. At around 9 o'clock, I woke up. I went back, fell back asleep. At 9 o'clock, I woke up because the defendant was in my house. He climbed through a window, was in my house, in my bathroom, taking a reading the newspaper. I I told the defendant to leave my house. He left my house. He kept calling my phone. So my mother came over. Me and my mother left to go to the grocery store. He kept calling my phone, threatening me, telling me that if I didn't come home to give him his vacuum, that he was gonna bust all my windows out. So I was like, Mom, I'm just gonna go home and get his vacuum cleaner. I pulled up to my house. He was standing at my door. He moved out the way so I could open the door. He pushed his way in. He pushed me down the couch, and that's when my mother came in. My mother left my car running. He ran out the house, jumped in my car, drove it around the block, and then drove it up my lawn, all around my lawn, and parked my car in front of his car. He then jumped in his car and crashed into my car.
Call the police?
Yes, I called the police.
You have the report?
They didn't give a report. When I called for the report, they said that there was no report made and that they probably still working on it. My mother actually called the police. I didn't.
And you have no evidence that you even called the police with this incident?
No, my mother just called the police.
Hear from you, sir.
Your Honor, I used to stay on top of the barbershop, in which she destroyed.
Well, no. First, tell me about the allegations she made. She said you got into the car, rolled around, and ruined her grass, and then your car ran into hers.
That's not true, Your Honor.
None of that happened?
No.
You have any evidence that it happened?
Just the pictures of my car, Your Honor.
Let's see it.
And this white paint is still on my car, Your Honor.
You have a white car?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, white paint.
Well, I have
your counterclaim?
My counterclaim is she used my white vehicle and ran my vehicle into my garage where the detail shop is located. I went to her house the next morning to ask her about the incident, and when I did that, she threw a tire on and busted my window, and that's when the car got hit.
Man, what did he say about that?
The tire incident?
No, the whole incident about damaging his property.
No, I did not damage his property. On June or July, if you're familiar with Common Ground in Michigan, he was at a concert at Common Ground, so it happened in June, July, and I tore up his barbecue grill. I hit his barbecue grill, and when I ultimately paid him $800 for, he charged me $800.
Tell me about the incident. How did it occur? Give me the background.
I was calling his phone, and he didn't answer his phone. And when he did answer his phone, I heard a woman, so I went to his house and knocked on the door. And when he didn't answer the door, I kicked over the grill and hit the grill. And that was all.
Both of you violent against each other's property. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, well, have a good day. Both your claims are dismissed.
I had to say to him. He lied about everything, about the argument with my sister and Mathis. He's dumb, and I really don't have no words. Hi, Mom. Hi, sister. That's it.
I never done anything to that young lady. I got 6 daughters of my own, so.